In 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to Janky AF and my janky life. Okay, we're going to end where we start in the beginning. I'm going to show you this little sneak preview of the latest painting that I'm working on. Pick the nose a little bit. We'll tell you the story all about that. We'll do a little finish up, a little art talk is kind of, how we've been doing things. You can see everything is a complete mess as usual, but the desk is still operating. The work center is still operating. The guitars are hung, and I've been slowly accumulating paintings, been very, very busy. And I do apologize because it's been a while since a video came out. I hate going longer than a week without releasing a video. The numbers go down. Who cares about the numbers? But I haven't responded to comments. There's just been so much going on in real life. And sadly, sometimes the old My Janky Life video series takes a back seat to my actual janky life, which is janky, I can assure you. But we'll start out in the shop. Things are very, I lifted this up myself. This is this new sort of edition. This was being given away, so I got it for free. I know it's a bad thing to take more stuff, but this is getting a little lazy Susan. It might go in the kitchen eventually, but for now, it's going to hold all my video equipment, which will able to, allow me to clean up this desk. And eventually, I know I keep talking about it, it's almost a joke now, but start selling some stuff. We do need to sell stuff because, it's it's high time. So let's go out. Actually, it's funny that this episode is going to be all about car roulette. And I used to do a series, well, I only did one episode called Car Roulette, but I almost did a couple more. Look at this great shot of the two Aerostars framed side by side. Isn't that nice? And I got my little refrigerator magnets here. They say Janky on them. And they kind of twist around as you drive, which is fun and makes it even more janky. There you go, janky do thanky. So, the Sweetheart Subaru was metal to metal on the brake pads, discs, rotors. The calipers were fine. Everything else was not. So we had to take that up. Now that was the more reliable car because my Prius is also in the shop, and I am battling with the local Toyota dealership because the car went in, 2 weeks ago. It got diagnosed after like 3 days, needs a water pump, which I kind of knew because it already had a light on. They told me not to worry about it the first time. And then, let's try to make this short story long, or long story short as it were. They keep jerking me around and telling me that it's going to take another till the 9th, which this is in a different zone of time than real life, but basically 2 weeks just to get the part in after they'd already spent like 2 weeks after they told me what the problem was. So I went to a Toyota dealership website, just randomly Googled the part, the water pump. They said they could have it to me in like 4 days. So something is going on, something's amiss. I'm not gonna name and shame yet because I still want them to do the work on the car. Suffice to say, I have a great independent shop that I go to, and for some stupid reason, I didn't take my Prius there just because I thought that first when I bought it, I wanted to see if they could pull dealer records on it. And then it's like, oh, I'm just doing oil changes, whatever. I'll get that in a fancy dealer sheet invoice. That way, if I ever go to sell the car, I can say like, dealer serviced, as if that's even a good thing, which clearly it's not. So as I'm talking about this story, so anyways, the Prius is out of commission, and that's my, my daily driver, my 40 mile per gallon steed that I ride upon to get everything done and be reliable and go out to my rental property, which we'll talk about. It'll come full circle. So, in the meantime, though, and this is what I talked about last episode, so I guess you already know my Prius is in the shop because I went through that last episode. My Aerostar has become my daily driver, and I've put almost 1,000 miles on this in the last few weeks, and it has not let me down. Now, last time I drove it, it seemed like the idle was just, I don't know, a little wonky, but no real issues. The airbag light's even gone off, but you can see just how much crap the Aerostar can fit, the Aerocar, by virtue of just how much crap I have in it. Now this started out, funny enough, and this is like a small microcosm of my janky life. I was just taking it to work for one day. So I was like, okay, I need this, this, and this. I'll take that. And then over the last week or two, every day it's like I need something else. I got another side job, family friend needed something done before like a family reunion. So I'm like, sure, I'll do it for you, no problem. More and more and more stuff just gets piled in the Aerostar, and it's handled it like an absolute champ. Go Knicks. Just lost Isaiah Hartenstein if you're in the basketball Knicks world. So, there's no, I don't have a game plan because there's no shelving or anything in this vehicle. So things just kind of get thrown in there. And yes, I should take it out and organize it all, but this is the weird problem of a Janky. Even if, I mean, I really don't have time. I'm basically just working nonstop, and I have an improvised car situation. As the neighbor goes by, wave to the neighbor. So it's just been complete chaos, and sometimes you can't help but feel that the jankiness is just attracted to you. I can't stay away from it. Now here's a great recyclable pile that I have to take. And so things are getting really, really janky and out of hand. So anyways, right after my Prius goes down, the Subaru, 2015 Subaru Forester, and I have a bone to pick with Subaru because I feel like, for whatever reason, I've like owned or co-owned now like 3 Subarus. Every single one of them had issues. This one's consuming a lot of oil. I don't think it's leaking because there's no real drips, but it's burning oil. All the brakes were shot, whatever, that's normal wear and tear. The car itself, as soon as we got it, needed a clutch, which was awful. As you can see, more and more stuff, crap just piled up. So the dealership definitely ripped us off, and you know, they even sent it to the wrong address. Now I'm sorry that I'm just like complaining this whole time, but I'm just trying to give you a lay of the land with the car roulette. So the Prius is down, the Subaru is down, my Jetta, my 2002 Jetta that I bought for $10, and you can watch those videos. And I think the new series is going to be how to lose money on a $10 car, because if you see in the distance there, the daylilies have come in, and they are very, very beautiful. So that's like, you know, one little janky-do thanky here. So the Jetta I bought from the great Eddie Bauer, and shout out to Eddie Bauer and his lovely wife and beautiful child that they just had. I just saw them, that was great. But I got this Jetta, and now it was fine, nothing was wrong with it, drove perfect. I did the timing belt because that was the interval, and 160,000 miles. And now the transmission, it's a manual, the transmission is just feeling really, really stiff. It's hard to get it in reverse, and every time I drive it, it gets a little worse. So finally we took Subaru to, I shouldn't say my sweetheart's name for privacy, so I'll bleep that out. We took the Subaru to the dealer. It was ready to go. Of course, now it needs tires. But I thought, and this area is still actually kind of, you know, okay. We dried out all these paint cans. Those will go in the garbage. So this area we're kind of keeping a little non-janky. We got to sell all those wheels and tires. There's the dogs. Everyone can say hello. They're barking. Took the Subaru to the shop. It was ready. So I'm like, okay, I'll get the Jetta up there next. Now we're in like full, just like every car is breaking down. So I'm like, let's try to nip this in the bud. So take the Jetta up to the shop to retrieve the Subaru, which we've done. The Aerostar running great. The Prius still in the shop. And now I'm just like kind of waiting for the other foot to drop. Like what's gonna happen next? In the meantime, the $1 million view, the rental property, I've gone out there 4 times every time I've taken a different car. So I took the Aerostar the first time, just because I needed to. It made it fine, great, you know, it was like a 30-minute drive, did it great. Second time I came out, so I had to deal with an issue, which will also come full circle. Took the Subaru. Third time, took my parents' Tesla Model 3. They are in the Teslarati. So I guess I've only been 3 times, 3 separate cars, but tomorrow it'll probably be another one because I'll probably have to borrow their Nissan Leaf because the Tesla is going in for service. So the car roulette is crazy. It never ends. I feel like I'm in a different car every day, which is kind of nice, you know, Jay Leno style, but boy, you know, it's like the person who has 1,000 pairs of shoes and nothing to wear. I feel like I have all these cars and yet nothing to drive. Now, all that being said, the Aerostar has just been incredible. It's been so good, and it's been the ultimate silver lining being able to drive this and daily it, and it's really stood up great, so I'm super happy about that. So, janky do thanky. You know, we try to keep it as positive as possible, but it's just been pure chaos, and then deadlines upon deadlines and side work, all this interior stuff that we don't like to do during the summer, but you're trying to help people out that have given you work in the past. Self-employment. I have this joke or a bit I'm working on. When you're self-employed, you're like a tractor with no PTO. PTO, of course, also standing for paid time off. So let's go back into the shop and we'll round out this episode. I know, chaotic episode, I apologize, but it's sort of a microcosm of exactly how my life is going right now. We are doing an art show. We just got the posters, so there's a lot of positives going on too. We're doing a great, now you can actually see my name. Maybe I'll blur that out too. Poster for this art show that we're doing. I kind of like co-designed the logo, the C3, because all 3 of our names start with C. Here is the piece I've been working on. Now, I mentioned the rental property a couple times. I've been having issues up there. This is a version of the wonderful gentleman, and I say that with all due sarcasm, who sold me the house. Again, here's a theme here, like with the Subaru and the Toyota dealership. Lately, I've been feeling very dismayed by, you know, humanity's inability to just be honest. Like, part of the reason I'm trying to get the Jetta fixed, get the Buick fixed, because I want to be honest with how I present something that I'm selling. You know, that's how I try to run my business. I try to be honest. I just try to, you know, make an honest living, blah, blah, blah. When I do these videos, I try to be transparent. So I found I've only met him once because he dropped off some keys sometimes, but apparently he has a pretty bad reputation. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use his real name, and there's a million bald dudes out there with goatees, so you won't really be able to tell. And I'm not that good of a, you know, realist painter, so luckily, you know, it's not, but I know who I'm painting here. And I came home after the last time I had to go out to deal with this property in a fit of rage, and I painted basically 90% of this in one session. You can see, you know, the anger and the chaos and just the sort of, you know, like calamity that's going on in all this background, just the conflagration of emotions and circumstances and things going wrong, entropy that's happening in the background. And here we have him in the foreground, sort of with this, you know, pardon my French, but merde eating grin. And so then it's going to have some text up here, and it'll be very foul and probably flagrant and what's the word I'm looking for? Crass, you know, obscene. And so that'll just sort of be this, you know, I just needed to get it out there, what I think of this individual person. And then on the little of the bottom, I might write like a little bit like I forgive you or something like that, because I really do think it's, you know, it's like you have to, if you're just like a spiteful, vengeful person, I don't think it really is going to do you good in the long time. At the same time, you have to own these feelings of anger that you have when you feel like you've been wronged. So that's the sort of line I'm trying to walk. And it was very, very cathartic to paint this. I showed it to someone, and they said, I think if he saw it, he wouldn't be flattered by it. So that was like, okay, like I'm getting my point across. So to you, sir, unnamed, you know, I won't even say what industry he works in, but he has his own company too. And I would never do business with that company because I don't trust him as far as I can throw a 18-pound bowling ball. So there you have it. I've gone long here. I just wanted to get an episode out, and I know this has been venting and ranting and all over the place, but you know, hopefully maybe you take some enjoyment out of it. You can see my new artwork, and that fact that we're working towards an art show is really great. The Aerostar has been great, and you know, there's just been so much stuff going on personally too, and not like just, you know, just rough luck, you know. So to anyone out there who is struggling, you know, try to find the janky do-thankies in life and be positive if at all possible, and find the silver linings and all that. I know I sure am trying to. And we want this to be a positive program, you know, an uplifting program. Everything's okay. You know, we're pressing on, as my good buddy G6 likes to say. And we're going to make it through, and that's the bottom line. So we can stare at this, you know, schmuck a little bit longer and revel in the fact that, you know, just making a crude joke about somebody sometimes, if you feel like they've wronged you in a real way. You know, I had a line for one of my songs one time. It's no intolerable amount of cruelty can stop the retribution of a smile. And Lily Allen's got a great song called Smile too. And it's like the real way to, you know, defeat these evils is just simply not to choose them, you know, simply to ignore them, to rise above them and all that. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, there you go. There's your motivational speech for the day following a angry rant. All in a day's work for a Janky. Also, I'm painting these. I like the idea, and I've seen more and more people doing this recently. I'd like to think I had the idea for a while, but I like using like little paint palettes as actual individual mini artworks. So I got to send one out to the great Kadesh, and I have to showcase her artwork. She sent me some amazing artwork. That'll be next episode, and that's a nice positive too. A lot of great artists out there, a lot of just wonderful, creative people out there doing cool stuff, and that's what you got to focus on. Okay, way too long, but maybe this is like almost like a, you know, episode and a half because it's been so long. I apologize I have not responded to comments. I will try to do that. And, you know, we'll keep on janking on. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching here on Janky AF. We'll have another episode for you very soon, at least somewhat soon. And until then, Janky do thanky.